Aku campurin. Coba kamu DM IG aku dong. IG aku. Yang minat DM IG aku ya. Liana MS. Cewek cowok setara deh gitu ya. Wanginya nih ya. Tanggal 10 Juni aku ada di L2C Balikpapan. Tanggal 11-nya aku di Helen's Night Market Bali. 12 Juni aku di Zentrum Bekasi. 13-nya aku di Coyote Surabaya. Untuk Batam kemarin aku baru ke Batam tanggal 4. Batam tuh di live house kemarin aku telat nonton aku. Terus aku di tanggal 17 ke Medan, Helen's Night Market Medan. Terus aku ada di Karawang tanggal 19 di Rain Luxury. Terus aku ada di Palangkaraya tanggal 25 Juni guys. Orang Palangka, mana orang Palangka? Kalimantan nih ya. Terus aku rencana nanti ke Banjar tuh di Nashville ya. ya. Bulan Juli aku ada ke Surabaya lagi guys. Bulan Juli aku ada ke Surabaya. Aku ada di Jakarta banyak. Aku tanggal 2 Juli aku di Jogja, di Helen's Night Jogja, di Helen's guys ya. Kalian lihat ceki IG aku ya. Nih tuh habis itu dikasih air. Yuk yang mau ikut cenah. Ikut gas. Di situ guys, kalian kasih kecap sedikit. Aku biasanya kasih gula merah. Sedikit aja kecapnya. Nah, gula merah dulunya. Waduh, lupa guys. Ini ada kelupaan bumbunya karena ngomong sama kalian nih. Disalahin lagi ya. Pantesan apa yang kurang ya? Apa yang kurang? Kita masak perbumbuan yang kecil. Kalau tadi lupa. Kita tambahin bunga. Nih banyak banget guys bumbunya. Ya, nih tambahan ini tuh. Aku jamin ini tuh nggak bau kambing guys. Enak banget nggak bau kambing. Jujurly banget ini. Serius aku nggak bohong. Kita tambahin gula ya. Cengkehnya mana nih? Thank you abang. Cara ngecilin badan gimana? Kamu jangan makan lemak, jangan makan minyak, jangan makan gula. Tuh, kalau kamu sambil olahraga, perfect. Mantap. Itu kalau kamu bisa nggak makan gula, kurangin karbo, nasi, makan protein, mantap udah. Mantap. Aku tambahin gula aren. Garam aku udah mau habis guys. Aku tambahin, biasanya aku tambahin, ini aku masukin tomat merah. Terus aku tambahin jeruk. perut. Jeruk tuh effort gitu ya. Wanginya udah enak guys. Kakak lagi masak apa? Ini namanya kambing sayang. Kambing tengkleng. Gak tahu, aku ngeliat resepnya di TikTok. Kambing tengkleng. Cuma kemarin aku udah recook. Enak guys. Punyanya si Kak Firhan. Mantep, endong. Kasih apa? Kasih micin dikit. Oh sebenarnya bukan micin guys, cuma kayak kalau nggak pakai micin kayak gak enak gitu ya kan. Apalah saja. Tambahin lada hitam. Suka aku lah masukin bumbunya ya kan. Kakak kapan ke Pekanbaru? Udah sayang kemarin. Aku tanggal 3 ke Pekanbaru di live house. Kamu kemana Cena? Makanya follow IG aku. Follow IG aku. Nanti kalau ketemu aku kemarin di Bali kan? Iya aku di Akasaka kemarin. Ke Lampung kak, belum ada Lampung. Medan tanggal 17 ini ya. Tanggal 17 aku di Medan. Tanggal 17 Juni aku di Medan, di Helens ya. Aku juga serius kak. Oh, iya. Nanti ke Bali lagi lah. Aku ada main tanggal 11 di Helens Bali. Serius, nanti aku ucapin langsung. Ya kan? Aku ucapin kita video langsung. Saya lucu. Tanggal berapa? Tanggal 11. Iya, 11 Juni. Juni. Wah mantep banget. Paten mataku ini udah pedas. Semoga rasanya sama kayak kemarin nih. Apa kak? Kambing. Kambing. Ini namanya tengkleng kambing guys, cuma nggak tahu lah ya. Ini ketengleng apa tongseng? Kayak seperti aku lah. Tapi ini kemarin aku di Kopo enak banget guys. Dan habis jadi ingat aku masuk lagi. Berayakan muda untuk 1 jam saja. Ini namanya tengkleng kambing. Ini tengkleng apa tongseng? Hari ini aku masak kambing. Kemarin aku di Kopo ini enak banget. bikin kolesterol inside. Nggak ada bau-bau kambingnya sama sekali ya. Hari ini aku masak kambing. Kasih makan followers dulu ya. Siapa bang? Siapa namanya? Nggak ada bau kambingnya sama sekali ya. Hari ini aku masak kambing. Siapa namanya bang? Kemarin aku ikut tuh ini enak banget guys dan habis gitu. Jadi aku sambal. Coba absen dulu kalian kota mana aja. Bentar bang, lagi posting bang. Selama itu, iya diliatin dulu kayak fun fact cewek kalau habis mau posting diliatin sampai 10 kali, ya kan? Terus nanti udah diposting diliatin lagi sampai berkali-kali. Itu fun fact guys. Serius. Bohong. Maafin ya. Udah ini belum ya? Asin belum ya? Oh, wanginya kayak kemarin guys, enak banget sumpah. Mantap. Udahlah, jangan suruh aku buka ini ya, buka resto ya. Nanti takut rame, yang lain nggak kebagian. Sombong. Wah, nih wanginya rempah banget, rempah. Kalau punya bini gini kenapa? Nggak keluar rumah, iya. Iya, nggak keluar rumah. Wah, enak banget. Kayak soto jadinya ya. Tapi enak guys. Endul banget, sumpah. Enak banget. Kurang garam dikit aja. Wah, rasanya udah gurih banget, sumpah. Wah, enak banget. Wah, nggak ada tanding dah. Gue jualan kali ya. Kalau aku jualan, kalian mau beli nggak? Wah, ini enak banget sih, asli best. Kemarin ya, aku masak tengkleng kambing ini ya. Aku tinggal ke Superindo kan. Gosong lah dia, ya kan. Aku buat lagi kuahnya ulang ya. Kemarin dibuat kuahnya aja enak ya. Terus ini no gosong-gosong. Best seller. Tinggal kita potong. Nih aku udah siapin jeruk limau. Aku langsung gercep lihat. Iya, follow IG aku ya. Nanti aku mau bagi-bagi sesuatu lah ya di sini. Kalian lihat? Serempah apa tuh, lihat tuh. Enak banget kan? Ngiler nggak ngeliatnya? Ngiler nggak ngeliatnya? Apa ini? Ini namanya tengkleng kambing. Enak banget. Pengen. Siapa yang mau aku kirimin ke rumahnya? Kalau di Jakarta, Jabodetabek aku masih bisa kirimin ya. Tapi kalau udah di luar-luar Jabodetabek ya, kalian di Bandung, aduh mohon maaf banget nih nggak bisa. Di Bandung, di Kalimantan, di Sumatera nggak bisa guys ya. Jakarta Barat, bisa. Wah enak, enak dong. Ini sumpah enak banget ini. Ada yang mau nggak? Bawa ke Sparta aja kak. Ini siapa nih? Boleh, Kak Teddy ya. Mau serius? Mau serius? No kolesterol ya, kayu manis. Iya ada kayu manisnya kan? Biar manis kayak aku. selesai. Kita cobain lagi ya. Ya. 1 sendok buat teman-teman aku. Teman-teman aku. Buat kalian, coba seruput dulu, seruput. Tiup. Gue kayak orang gila ya ngomong sendiri sama handphone nih. Tiup dulu. Coba ya. Wah, enak banget guys. Sampai keselak gue. Wah, enak banget, sumpah. Enak banget. Anjing. Aku bawa mangkok ya, iya. Kurang apa ya? Kurang ajar apa ya? Biarin aja dulu dia. Apa namanya? Dia meresap ya. Kenapa nggak jualan aja kak? Jangan apa-apa suruh gue jualan ya. Tabok juga nih. Kenapa apa suruh jualan ya? Porsi berapa kak? Ya murah aja sih, paling kira-kira. Ntar aku nanya deh, kalau kalian sama kalian, kira-kira seporsi kalau aku jualan ini berapa harganya? Coba. Kalau aku jualan ini harganya berapa? Komen. Semangkok loh, daging kambing. Wah, 120, 30 ribu. Murah ya say, 30 ribu. 25 ribu. Ih, murah kali. Ya 40 sampai 45 ribu nggak sih? Ya udah, boleh. Tuh kan, kena kan gue. Oke, boleh aku kasih harganya 25 ribu ya. Benar, 25 ribu. Oke, nih ya. Harga 25 ribu. Harga 25 ribu. Dagingnya segini aja ya. Nah, nih. Nih, lihat. Dagingnya segini 25 ribu. Kuahnya ya aku banyakin lah, boleh lah. Ya. 25 ribu itu. Kirim ke Jambi bisa pak? Gak bisa. Dibilang Jabodetabek aja, Jakarta, Bekasi, Tangerang tuh. Kalau digojekin 100 ribu, iya. 25 pakai nasi nggak? Kagak. Udah lah, ini mah enak banget udah. Kita masak nasi dulu ya. Masak nasi dulu guys ya. Ini apa ya? Masak nasi dulu ya. Gimana ya? Coba. Nih kita masak nasi dulu, oke? 100.000 digojekin. Kamu tinggal di daerah mana? Kamu tinggal di daerah mana? Coba cepetan. Jakarta. Jakarta masih bisa. Cakung kak. Tinggal di daerah mana? Tadi yang komen tuh 100.000. Siapa yang komen tuh 100.000 itu? Emang jualan apa kak? Nggak jualan aku. Oh Cakung Jakarta Timur. Cakung Jakarta Timur ya. Gojeknya pesan sendiri ya. Mau? Ntar basi di jalan. Enggak kan aku dari Tangerang. Bener ya. Kalian yang mau satu orang aja tapi. Yang mau satu orang aja cepetan. Buruan. Yang beruntung aja udah. Udah aku gini deh. Aku kasih gratis ya. Aku kasih gratis, tapi kalian yang gojekin. Ini dari Tangerang soalnya. Oh enggak. Cepetan. Kalian yang bayar gojeknya ya. Ya enggak. DM aku yang mau. DM aku di IG. Buruan DM aku di IG. Yang IG-nya Berliana_ms. Yang followersnya 600 ribuan gitu. Coba lah DM aku. Yang mau, buruan. Aku lihat DM nih. Semuanya bulan aku kasih gratis, kalian yang gojekin aja tapi ya. Aku lihat DM IG nih. Cepet, udah DM aku belum? Udah belum DM aku? Udah DM belum? Udah DM belum? Udah DM belum? Cepetan.
Muji Hall Kitchen Edition.
Udah DM belum? mau ya? DM aku, yang mau, cepetan. Nah kan, banyak kali lain yang DM ya. Yo, yang mau. Cepetan, tapi aku nunggu viewersnya sampai 2000 dulu. Cepetan ayo, sampai 2000 dulu. Kalau nggak 2000, nggak jadi bagi-baginya. Yuk. Masak apa itu? Aku masak ini sayang. Masak kambing. Udah DM. Pekanbaru makasih loh. Kenapa sih? Aku kan nggak ngapa-ngapain ya, Wak. Aku nggak ngapa-ngapain, kena aja pelanggaran. Kita nonton Serana ya. Serana ini lagu kesukaan aku banget.
Protecting his jungle. He makes it back in the mid game after he gets with the War Axe. Because in most situations, jungles are like 2 levels down at this point.
I think a lot of people watching this are going to have some questions that they want to ask, right? Particularly about that mid-game transfer. Because early on in the highlights, we can see Vamos being quite aggressive. They're trying to invade, they're contesting objectives. But at a certain point, they kind of stop doing that. Is that because of a mistake from Vamos themselves, or is it just SRG denying entry?
No, it becomes SRG is actually legitimately too strong at 2 items, right? A lot of the heroes on the side from Salama Red Giants, you give them 2 items, they suddenly become a completely different hero. And on the opposite side, 2 items on some of the members from the side of Vamos is heavily dependent on, hey, I still need Natco or Arrow 404. Like, even Clawhood isn't enough to supplement that damage. And luckily, at least for like Yums' Cho, he's just getting kick after kick after kick. And by mid-game, once it's off of cooldown, he should let it rip.
Yep, and at one point, if his kick can take out a front line, that's sort of GG, right? Like, and just to add on to that, even for Vamos, in a situation we just saw the turtle fight where Arrow 4 goes down for the first time, again, you remove him from the equation, SRU can just run at you because there's really nothing much the other 3 can do. Nako gets held hostage in his lane against Innocent. He leaves the lane. Innocent's going to break his turret and start joining fights. There's no win-win situation for Vamos.
I will give a special shout out over to Stormy because he makes the early mid-game way more salvageable, right? At least they're getting like 1 or 2 trades back. He's able to chunk people down enough to still be a threat.
We have the MVP highlights up on screen now of Yums, who of course played a stellar game this time around. Again, Cho is still one of his most comfortable pickups, and when there are multiple heroes with no Purify on the enemy side, it becomes a lot easier for him to do his job. Only the Zeusin and Claude were holding on to the battle spell, but Yums doesn't even need to be looking for them.
Yeah, those Purifies to Yums, they're just decorations, right? They're not the main target. The main target is actually this guy, Arrow 4-4.
Yeah, and even then, that was just the one time he was like, all right, I did everything right. He still got away. A little bit of frustration as expected from Chill players, but I think at least for Vamos, this kind of tells the story of what they need to do, right? They need a very clear winning lane, whether in side lane, whether in the mid lane, they need something to play for rather than just the jungle. Because it's just not enough, right, to attack on multiple fronts of SRG. You really have to kind of double down on something.
Okay, so simple question. Was this more of a draft issue or execution issue?
I think that this was more of an execution issue. I also think the in-game decisions started to go, you know when you're playing rock, paper, scissors, you know what the other guy's going to predict? So you predict 1 step ahead, but the other guy decides to reset and do the same thing. That's what basically happened, right? You're thinking too far when you don't have to, and worse yet, just purely focused on the breakers.
They basically overcooked, and that usually does not end up too well, but this is a familiar position for this organization. Like we pointed out before, the last time SRG had a challenge in the Grand Finals was in Season 14 against Vamos themselves. But it was basically a completely different lineup with the exception of Sapat. Now we have a new generation. They've gained the adoration of fans, the support of many, but can they actually break this dynasty?
I think they have a good chance, right? Again, the odds still are in SRG's favor. I'm looking at SRG to lift their 5th trophy by the end of tonight, but I want to see Vamos show some grit. I think this Grand Finals, beyond just who will lift the trophy, is who can give hope to the region when we head into Paris.
Hope is important, and you know what's even more important? Having the right device to play your games on, like the Infinix GT50 Pro, powered by HydroFlow liquid cooling. No lag, just smooth gameplay. 144 FPS, Pressure Sense GT trigger, fast and responsive. For MLBB players, that means you. This one's for you. Get in now at the Infinix official store and the TikTok shop, Infinix Malaysia. And if you don't really feel like playing MLBB right now on your Infinix phone, why not try out the MCGG Crew Clash that is starting from the 25th of May. You guys can join now to stand a chance to get part of the prize pool of $50,000 US. Don't forget to follow the official social media account of MCGG for more information.
Or you could do both, right? Get an Infinix phone and start doing the MCGG Clash Fest every single time. Just the easy way to do it. With that being said, though, we do have a bit of a call over with Rose. We're going to throw it over to her. So, Rose, what are you up to?
Terima kasih kepada kasih-kasih kita. Hey guys, this is Rose. Dan sekarang, Rose actually called my brother from another region. It is none other than Mirko daripada MPLID. Hello Mirko, how are you?
welcome.
Welcome back.
I'm doing great.
I think we miss you here in MPLMY. That's why we had to call you again.
Yeah, I miss MPL Malaysia as well. That stage looking hella good.
Yeah, we wish you were here, man. But you know what? Let's cut to the chase. What do you think about game one?
All right, I expected this series to go 4-0, but I was already very surprised by game one, seriously. I just didn't expect Vamos to go for a scaling composition though, right? Up against SRG, I thought they needed to go and utilize their strengths that they show the entire playoffs. Team fighting, early game, that should be it. I think they really gotta tune in back to that early game and back to the team fighting instead of trying to beat SRG at their own game, right? Scaling late and late game, mid to late. SRG are probably one of the best to do it in the world.
Marco, I want to ask you, if we look at the history of SRG in Malaysia, we know that they've been undefeated for the past 4 seasons. But if we look at our regular season, Vamos did manage to take them down with a 2-0. In your opinion, after watching game one, do you think Vamos has what it takes to actually bring down the reigning champions? Or nah, you really think it's going to be a 4-0?
I'll be honest with you, I really don't think so. I think it's still going to be a 4-0. Maybe they squeak in 1 game, maybe 2 games, but if SRG play the way they did in game 1 and they lock in, I really don't think there's a chance for Vamos here. Especially considering, yes, they did get a win in the regular season, but it was without Cram. They looked super clean with Cram. It almost seems like even in the other matches and playoffs, SRG were just experimenting here and there with the drafts, and in grand finals, they finally locked back in.
I agree. I'm pretty sure everybody is super duper happy to see Captain Cram back. Now, Marco, you mentioned that, you were not that happy with the draft that Vamos put up against SRG. So what do you think they actually have to fix? Maybe in terms of player-wise, composition, what is it?
I actually like the draft, but it just doesn't seem like a Vamos draft, right? So I think they just got to lean into their identity a bit more. They got to try to snatch away the Phovius. They got to try to snatch away the Harrod. These are the heroes that they shine on. It's all about winning the team fights, winning the neutral objective battles, and snowballing themselves. So if they can't do that, really, it's tough. It's already tough, even if they get those heroes. But if they go and play SRG's game, it's impossible.
I see. So from what I'm getting, you really think they should be playing their game instead of playing around SRG. Now, we know that throughout this season, SRG's roster barely changed, except for, of course, the addition of Juni this season. However, for the side of Vamos, we've seen rather new faces this season. But coming from you, who has been an MPL ID, and I'm pretty sure you've seen Natko and Klokun, how different is their performance here in MY and ID?
Not gonna lie, Natko and Klokun, they look exactly the same way I remember them, dude. Klokun and Natko has always been known for their team fighting, for their mechanics, for their confidence as well, their mentality. And it really reminds me with even Valdo there, his name was Strategy back in the day, Coach G. Dude, it really just seems like EVO Season 13 all over again. They just play for team fights, they go for these big plays, and that's what they've been finding success with. So that's why I want them to just lean into that. Don't try to play into anything else. Just be who you are.
Play like how you are supposed to play your game. You know what, Marco? It's so nice to have you talk to me and, of course, talk to us during this grand finals. Is there perhaps anything you want to say to your fans, to the MPLMY and MPL ID fans as well?
No, just tune into MPL ID next week, baby. We're gonna have some crazy games, and I think SRG 4-0. That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Marco. It's so nice talking to you. I'll see you in Paris. Bye!
Hurry!
Alright, guys. Kita pun sudah bincang dengan Marco, and based on dia punya prediction, perlawanan ini akan habis dengan 4-0. But only time will tell. With that, Mario, let's right back to our panel untuk mulakan game kedua dalam perlawanan best of 7 ini.
Thank you very much to Rose and of course to Mirko for the insights right there. And Mirko seems to have a lot of faith that the Red Giants are going to be sweeping this once again. But he also brings up a good point about identity here. I feel like we've talked about this a lot throughout the season, how important it is for teams to stick to what they know. But for the regular layman, right? For people who are just thinking like, well, why can't you play the game however you want it? Like, how important is identity?
I think it's important because it defines how, not just how people see you, but defines what you are best at, right? And Vamos is really good at early game. I think they're the best team in early game, in fact, right? They are the only team that punishes SRG really hard at objective fights, which was why, I was pretty shocked when I saw them draft the way that they did in game 1. I'm like, I thought that was an SRG draft. So hopefully it was just a litmus test.
Perhaps. For now, we got a quote up on screen once again from Aziki. From DX Origins to EWC Paris. He said, by securing a spot in the grand finals and a place in the MSC main stage at EWC Paris, I feel like this is a truly dream come true. Especially since it all started during my time with DX Origins. With the prize pool we can potentially win at EWC Paris, I hope to ease my mother's burden by helping to clear any housing or car debts that we may have.
Wow, that's
strong.
That's strong conviction there coming in for a player, especially that young. I don't even think he's like that old. He's not like in his 30s or anything like that. So I can only imagine what he's trying to like. This is his entire world at this point.
I think he's the only person from like the DX brand that has made it to EWC. Shout out to DX.
I still remember them. Always a fun team to watch. For now, though, this is the future. And we've got brand new legacies holding up the stage. But one thing doesn't change. Innocent's stats are still insane. Over 700 average GPM, 7.3 KDA, and nearly 4,000 damage per minute. We already know his favorite heroes. He's been leaning towards Claude, towards the Harif. We know his playmaking ability on that Moskov as well. And we saw that Natko had difficulty playing that lane against him, despite having had a pretty stellar season himself. So going into the next game, it's pretty clear that these players need the right tools. And Vamos, they need to find that momentum, because this is a best of 7. They got plenty of time, but the more games slip away, the more difficult that step, that journey to the top is going to become. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go ahead and jump into the drafting phase for game number 2.
All right, let's also figure out what map we're going to be on here so far. SRG now going to go on the red side, Vamos on the blue as first pick. Flying Clouds, however, a little unlucky, but still, the drafting is fast.
Right off the bat, the Marcel this time is going to be taken now as he was completely ignored. But Phobius ban out, this could be a setup to that Paquito that Sapat loves. There is an answer that we saw from SRG and IG, which was the Freya in the XP lane or any sort of a hardcore control. But if you want to sandbag, Cram is perfect for it.
This last pick is going to be interesting. I am interested to see how SRG is going to figure this out, because red side has always had this problem. Will always have this problem with giving the first most powerful pick over to your opponents on blue. So you need an answer to it in ways of sandbagging it, stop it from moving around, have some form of control. And for Paquito, without the Phobius, everything else just doesn't feel as good. Oh, Freya instead.
Okay, so they do go one step ahead.
All right, I think that's a pretty good idea. We already said Freya has been used by teams as a way to deal with Paquito, so why not snap it up for yourself? It's very likely that SRG was expecting that Paquito first pick, but they're not afraid. They'll go ahead and grab the pack anyway, along with the Claude.
I think either way, whether Vamos takes the Paquito or Freya, the other one is going to go on to SRG. There's no way to really go around that. But them removing Harif and taking Claude essentially secures sort of like your side lanes, right? Which was their strongest suit in game 1. But we want to see Vamos go a bit further and crank out the gas. Freya, the Suyo helps with that a lot.
Yep. It does mean that they have like predetermined what strong side is. Assuming that we don't know if Freya is going to go either gold or EXP, but wherever it goes, you're playing towards that lane, right? She's able to push it out. She's able to find those trades. And if you want to break freezes and have an early game fighter, that's kind of the lane you want to show up in.
And it looks like they're going to supplement that with the carry as well. Right off the bat, both side lanes displayed, both going to be solid pickups. And of course, Natko gained infamy for this carry, picking it up over any other gold lane option that is still in the pool. This is how you can tell they're going back to basics. They're going back to what makes them good, and they're allowing their mid duo to stay a little bit more of a question mark.
But the thing is, they're doing it blind, right? They're kind of picking the carry into no tanks from the side of SRG, and this could mean that Cram could play Paquito as like a general assassin. Flicker on top of her, you don't have Winsome Nature, you're dead, right?
Yep.
I think that Vamos is trying to deter SRG from going into the Fredrin, because they can basically kind of set it up from this point onwards.
Well, can't stop the Hardy though. Which is something that they also kind of brought up against IG, right? if you wanna play big glass cannon damage, we're gonna play hit and run.
And SRG are quite good at doing so. In fact, Skies right now still has a perfect 100% win rate on Harley across 6 games. A very strong record right now. And a lot of heroes that are not the most equipped to deal with it on the Vamos side.
I will admit that that this graphic is telling us the stats like, yes, 6 games, 100% win rate. 2 of those games look like he didn't know how to play Harley, and thank God his team was way better. But he recovered at the end. That's the only thing I'll give him for.
Single-handedly keeping Harvey's win rate positive. Harvey's win rate positive. You know? Because a lot of other players have attempted to play Harley, and it generally did not end well.
Did not end great. Now the mid lanes are getting attacked. Valentina alongside Zushin going to get banned out for the second phase. Red 4 is looking super juicy here. I'm thinking whether or not they want to affect the gold lanes or whether they're going to double down and getting a support. Because I think it's going to be mid as their last pick from SRG.
I agree with you. We've already seen just how much SRG can do with leaving Stormy's hero for last, since he has a very flexible hero pool still. And anytime you put him on a playmaker, he knows how to make things happen. So having a supporter here would make the most sense, especially with the Valentina ban. Usually those roamers are the ones with the big ultimates that you want to steal.
I think Vamos needs to ban out Zetian. I think there's a bit of a concern here that if they don't ban out Zetian, that SRG can just wombo combo targets.
That's fair.
That is true. And pretty hard for Carry and Freya to kind of fight freely too.
Not to mention, and arguably, oh man. Because if they don't have Flicker, you can't get away from that deadly magic.
And there's also the Yi that is still available for SRG.
You're right.
They're on 4 pick, right? Like, if I want to keep Yoom's hero for last, by all means, there is the window for that.
Based on the setup right now, though, I don't really feel like SRG is going to be leaning towards Eve because that is still a bit more of a team fight setup, and right now they have a lot of skirmish. Doesn't mean they can't, it just doesn't feel like what they're leaning into right now. When you play a Harley, you will typically want to have mage heroes that can pair up well with it, so that's why you see heroes like Zetian or Gord being the prio.
Yeah, I don't think Gord is going to show up because there's nobody who can really kind of set for him, and that's what you need here. Somebody who kind of just puts the guy, well, just 1 second to stun, if not less. Even a mini stun is good enough just to set up the projectile into the gush. Either ways, I think that Vamos had a really difficult decision, right? Because no matter what, you're always going to be in a tight problem. Oh man, Atlas comes up into this even worse.
Good lord. I don't know how Nako is going to play around this. We've seen it done some incredible stuff.
He has no choice. He has to take Purify now.
He has to take Purify. I think even before that, the Purify... Okay, it wasn't mandatory, but now it is.
Now it is.
And without Flicker, I don't know, this Hardy, this pack...
I pray that your mid duo right now, that should get locked in for the side of Vamos is so strong that they shield you from the damage.
Yeah, you definitely cannot allow this Atlas to leave lane easily.
You go Valir?
Valir.
That doesn't feel good, right?
Does not really feel good here. That's
the band-aid.
That's the genius of the combo, right? You have a hero that forces Flicker and a hero that forces Purify. So you have to pick your poison. Vamos will go for the Lillian and the Glue, which is a pretty solid mid duo at keeping people in lane. But now you have the problem of just not enough reliable CC to catch Harley or Claude.
I think this is just admission that Clawkun is genuinely scared. Because again, like this is one of the scenarios where you can technically kind of like play what you want now that you have Glue on your side. But the real issue is like, hey, if he turns his head and decides to attack a different lane and attacks me, I don't have any defenses for that. So at least the Black Shoes gives you a way out of it rather than just say, Valir, I help everybody. Lilia, I can be a bit more selfish.
I think it's the Atlas. The Atlas sort of like the scare factor. Still the mid lane. It's gonna be the Farsa.
Wow. So good. Well played.
Oh god.
Oh.
Well played.
Looking at this now, this is actually terrifying. This is a really, really solid comp from SRG. Harley works very well with any sort of burst mage. Farsa is one of the classics, one of Stormy's signatures, and then their side lane prio is actually pretty strong as well.
Like, honestly, he could have gone for either Zitan or even Farsa here. Either or would have been perfectly fine. They've got the damage necessary, and at least with Farsa, it gives a secondary win condition to SRG. Now, if by any means you can get the Black Shoes out of pretty much anybody from mid lane, you can even get Freya to use her all early, just blow them up with the Feathered Airstrike.
Honestly, I don't know. Like if Nako at least will go 0-3 this game with the setup that SRG has. It's going to be a tough one. I'm leaning to SRG's draft with just hit and run.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are agreeing on that. So it's going to be up to Vamos to defy the predictions, to tell the world that, hey, their comp may look good, but ours is better. That secret weapon needs to show up in the land of Dawn as we jump in for game number 2. SRG currently 1 game up in our grand finals.
1 game up and 3 away from the 5 heat. Gonna be a flying cloud, so expect things to get a lot more faster in terms of tempo. And the mid lane prio, as expected, is gonna go over to SRG. This lane does provide some counterbalance to the oppression that SRG provides. So that's something that Vamos can bank on. They did have very good mid duo control from just the start of the season until now, and they've even outdone SRG in certain situations, and they need it even more so now.
I really like the plan that they have from Yumsen as well as Stormy. They understand that this mid 2v2 isn't exactly in their favor, especially early on. Later in the game, it's going to get a lot better, but for the meantime, it's about just clearing these waves. But they need Yumsen to connect.
Yep. The Clockwood, his Spirit Fire is already out. Clockwood, can he get out of this one? Sakai's gonna get the first blood, and CK will have to trade for that. Sakai dies.
I don't understand. What was he purifying? Did he mess up the timing on that? Well, yeah,
Maybe a little bit there, the panic showed up, but Error might be able to find something.
Well, they need a bit more. The arrow.
Get him.
Just by a sliver.
Unlucky.
That's a feels bad.
Unlucky. But at least now they have a little bit of pressure here. So Zekif can start walking into where Sakai's is. While that bottom side is going to be just fight. Just keep on fighting him, Nako. You got that.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get vision for Skies right now. They know he's hitting level 4 as well. This is going to be an important timing, but being aware of his position on map means that he's not likely to gank any lane too soon. The first turtle gonna be up in 5 seconds. EXP still currently pretty 50-50 in this early stage, but I am worried that Vamos haven't been able to find the momentum that they like to play with.
Yeah, never found it. We haven't really found too much, but at the same time, I don't think this is a very contestable scenario.
Yep. Doesn't feel like it. Clockwood. That's gonna be Black Shoes out. And now Feather Airstrike. Stormy just convinced with Clockwood. That's out of range. Zekif and Sapan now join the fight, but this Valkyrie's Descent, another key resource out from Vamos. Cram is just gonna play around the edges, wait out Sapan's ultimate as Humes shows up to disrupt Arrow 4-4. Sapan needs to hold the line. Cram and the rest of SRG show up. Arrow 4-4 does get the objective. They are gonna lose Humes in the process. So Vamos walks away with something.
Do they really? I mean, Vamos didn't really need to come up and like try and take this turtle for all intents and purposes. They're looking for picks more than anything else. And you can tell because Arrow 4-4, he was not interested until SRG all of a sudden decided that Clockwood was worth every penny of gold.
Yeah, I could see the nefariousness of this setup where like one person forces Black Shoes and the other person finishes, but because they weren't able to do so and they spent their resources to try, Vamos had a lot more advantage since now Sapa can just jump in with vengeance and there's no way they're bursting him down. They tried to split their resources to get the turtle anyway, but Error kept his wits about him, and that's something that Vamos really needed.
Oh man, Sapat is losing his lane. Kram has had a significant advantage and now even gets a free proxy after forcing a recall off of Sapat. I mean, the gold lane has kind of been pretty dead even, actually. Let me just double check the gold. It is 2.1 to 2.1 as well. Yep, dead even.
That could be much action, at least from Vamos' side. But it's going to be SRG again that pulls the trigger, this time on a Zekif. Zekif flickers onto Sakai to stick onto him to keep himself alive. Sakai gets pulled back, but Krem just on the back as well. Sakai ends up going down. Ibsen is to the fight already though. Nako as well, the gold laners spring into action, but it's Vamos that comes out on the better end. Trap getting bumped out by Sapat, has to flicker to safety.
All right, time for the instant replay. Anybody want to see some parkour? What was that pull coming in from Zeke if he waited so long and now he gets another?
Maybe a bit deep.
Should die here.
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
I mean, they should get something off of this,
Okay.
right? He's buying so much time, right? Are we not getting anything off of this?
They got a proxy up top. Actually, not even a full proxy.
Yeah. They don't even get plating for it. They did not get rewarded as much as they wanted to, but it's fine. Whatever.
Also, Zikif had a shutdown. So
He's 3 and 1.
that's actually not worth it at all.
Yep, the guy's got it, so he's right back in it.
Oh man, that's unlucky. Unlucky.
He's 3 levels behind Era, so that's now 2 levels. Era is so far ahead.
Nah, he's not getting any of these neutrals. Not with Suyo. Not against Suyo. That Soul Sever does way too much.
Nako, that's a Purify. They're gonna force Nako to commit, and yeah, he's dead.
He had no idea.
Good punish, Era 4-4. Do you get the prediction? It's gonna turn on the Stormy. Stormy trying to fly away.
One hit.
He gets out.
No Sky Piercer, right? Yeah, no Sky Piercer.
If I had a nickel for every time someone survived on 1 HP. Oh,
Well, Sakai is dead. It's good interception from Zikif.
I take it back. Arrow 4-4 does have Sky Piercer. It just didn't proc. It just didn't proc. Apparently it wasn't enough HP from Stormy to lose.
well, he only just got the 1 stack, so it was basically a fresh Sky Piercer. I guess it was just a bit short. Feels bad, but they get the punish, which is solid. But they also are losing EXP lane really, really hard here.
Wow, a revisit to the bottom lane. That's Nako who has to use everything already. I see Ziki can at least find Yums. He does have a fatal lead, and now he comes in with a counter engage. Innocent is doing some considerable amount of damage with Stormy free.
Wow.
It will take down Nako.
Dang, what a trade. Yums for Natco there. I'm rather surprised that Yums could actually take that much damage without having to kind of split the bodies apart to get the damage reduction, but it works out anyways because they had all the battle spells down. Both Purifies taken out early on into that fight, which then results in a 3-man pull.
And that was just a little bit of disrespect from Vamos. You forget that Atlas has a big ult. It's not something he ends up using a lot despite being meta, but that's supposed to be his main draw, and you're trying to chase him down with no Purify. So, well played from Yums there, turns it around. Vamos still holding on to a slight goal lead, but that's not really in the heroes they need it on.
Yeah, but they also have entire side lane control. Like, it's not even...
Oh, can they get this tier 1? They will. That's gonna be Feather Airstrike out from Stormy, but I mean, Krem is having the game of his life, man.
Yeah, he is. There's nothing to worry about because now they're looking for like as many picks as possible around this turtle.
So he shouldn't be able to contest this at all. So 3 out of 3 turtles for Team Vamos. And it's sort of just like game 1 where Vamos is sitting at a, sub 2k goalie against SRG. And it's a position that SRG is very comfortable with, especially when, again, the side lanes are doing pretty well, except for the fact that Vamos did get the bot tier 1. But pretty small issue here. Oh no. Good, nicely played. He is so dead. They find Yuz, but Yuz is willing to die for this if he has to. Gets stuck on by Zikip. Kram is this, and Zikip tries to hold the back line. Someone comes in with the Valkyrie's descent. Kram is going to be the target, but he's going to heal out with the left hook and a flicker away. Stormy has to disengage. Kram back in for the knockout punch. They need a bit of damage, and Sky Piercer finally procs. Air 4-4 finds one, converts to the second, and Innocent forced the Blazing Duet cancelled by Subban. Innocent flickers the safety, but Stormy not so lucky. Subban dies. Air 4-4 misses the arrow, and it should be Innocent surviving this. Yums trying to hold him back. Arrow 4-4. Can he get more out of this? The arrow. Blazer's cooldown. It up.
This is a long exchange, but that is a lot of Sky Piercer stacks for Error 404. And despite the fight starting off so badly, Natco literally getting ambushed with nothing left. But SRG may have used too many resources on that one. Once their cooldowns are gone, the staying power of Vamos trumps out.
Well, 50 stacks of Sky Piercer coming in for Arrow 4. Big time hero needs to hard carry this game. Or else Nako, he's going to try his best, but right now he's taking a lot of punishment, right? SRG at this stage, 3.2 behind, not the end of the world. Their next power spark probably is going to come in at 2 items, I would assume, that Stormy is on his way to. He's got the glowing wand, and it looks like he might even go for a lightning truncheon.
Glowing Wand first item. I suppose that explains why the burst damage is not quite as high, but it is definitely an item that's needed when dealing with Glue and Freya. So it's an understandable build. Path, as you mentioned, probably needs that Lightning Truncheon before he can really become a threat to the squishier backliners. But SRG right now is focusing on this carry. Even if they are losing out on teamfight trades, Innocent is farming way better comparatively.
I see the macro aspect, right? 2 Lightning Truncheons already being Oh, God. Yep. Guys, he just purchased it as well.
I think the whole plan is just to burst down the target as fast as possible. Vamos will get the Lord, so let's see how much advantage they can get out of this, right? They constrict the map against SRG, and it's going to be good news, especially when you have a Glue that can walk around the map.
Yeah, Cram opting to go for a different style of bruiser build, right? He's gone for the Hunter Strike, so he still has that early game damage, but he's also going for the Queen's Wings just to ensure that he could maybe clutch 1 or 2 moments. All the while making sure that he also has the steel plates just to make sure that he can survive the Suyo, but I don't think he can do that at this stage anymore, right? Not with like 50 stacks of Sky Piercer.
Yeah, not anymore. The Queen's Wings. Hold on.
Well, they want to burst down Zkip, and I think they have it. Zkip, can he get it all off? Nope. Innocent on the killing spree. Cram able to disengage into the back line. Solo kills Echo. Arrow 4 cannot find him. Perfect BMI out of the way. And Innocent makes the play.
Excellently played right there. Even the Black Shoes forced out from Clawkun. Safa not going to be able to trade for the mid tier 2, so that is a total W for SRG, finding the angle, threading the needle especially. And this is what we mentioned about Innocent just farming way better than Nako right now. That 1v1, normally Carry should be able to handle it, but in those situations, Innocent getting out scot-free is not a good sign.
Well, I mean, let's look at how it actually occurs, right? Get rid of Zkip, look at Cram. He goes immediately towards Nako's side. If it wasn't for Arrow 404 blocking the second knockout punch, Nako had an obvious chance of dying solo to just Cram. The entire backline is a separate story because SRG, inevitably, their anchor is Stormy. Stormy is considered backline. Innocent and Cram have the opportunities to get into the fight, but that's only when they have Flicker. And notice, everybody has pretty similar Flicker timings.
It was a full commit from SRG. They knew they had to play faster than Vamos, which is not something a lot of teams can achieve, but they found it. Vamos had gotten a little too comfortable with playing around Zkip since every time he was engaged on, he could find a counter. This time, no. Everything went in, he went down. Cram had a free line of sight into the carry, and that's gonna make things a little difficult. Even with this gold lead, there is no guarantee that Vamos can close this out because of Innocent.
Innocent has been doing a very good job at that. And I think at this stage, right, he should be on his way towards a Malefic Gun. And it looks like, yes, he is. It looks like he's going to get Winds of Nature first, worried about Arrow 404.
See the impact of Cram. He's going for the War Axe next, I believe. Extra staying power in these.
Looks like it, yeah.
They just spotted up. I step up very quickly, but nothing too much for Cram. Not sure if he saw Natko earlier on, but they did spot him clearing out that bottom wave. SRG will again reset the long lane as the Lord is spawning topside.
Yeah, I think they're going to force the fight the same way like they did before. Just look for that initial choke, burst down the initial targets, let 2 people jump for that backline. Whether it's Stormy plus Innocent or Cram plus Stormy or Innocent and Cram, either way works fine. And it's totally okay for Sakai just to go and try and all-in somebody, right? That ult is on a short cooldown. It's about like roughly 30 seconds, but now with all the items that he has, the extra cooldowns, I'm guessing it's roughly 18.
Yeah, it's basically a poke/bait tool, and we can see even Zkip takes a lot from it. Hold on.
No steal there. Vamos easily gets away with the Lord. Yunes might be sacrificed here as he doesn't really have the flicker.
Good range.
Good stuff from Vamos. Get another kill into Era's pocket.
They know exactly how far they need to stand to avoid that fatal links.
It was good footsies, very good footsies from Vamos' side. Good show of mechanics, but at the same time, what are they going to lose from this, right? Are we going to miss the inhibitors? And hopefully, it's bottom inhibitor.
Now this is a punish. Again, it's Zkip. Great setup with a punish. Now, so guys, where do you go? Can't port back, but good iframes from Era 404 to get out of that.
That was a beautiful bait, honestly. Clawkun walking out and actually forcing Cram deeper into the bush. It would have been so easy for Zkip to just throw a poke out a little earlier since he's that close. But they made him think, hey, Clawkun's the only one here. Then the wombo combo comes through.
I think Zkip is also pretty tired of getting engaged upon every single time. But let's see how many inhibs they get.
Should be able to get this pop. for the Lord now.
he's
First
dead.
down, 100% dead here. Another good commitment from Stormy.
Oh, what's the counterplay? Don't get hit by 2 lightning truncheons. And like, one of them wasn't even targeting him.
Cram is going to chase Arrow 4-4 to the edge of the Earth. Now the spike. What a follow-up there. I just saw for Arrow 4-4 into a knife frame, but the Deadly Magic connects Arrow 4-4. Do you see what Benedict steps up to you? Winter Crown to buy some time, but not in the eyes of Captain Cram. As the backline has already been dispatched, they lose Sabat off screen. Falco trying to run away, but gets cancelled thanks to the poker cards. And he doesn't have Black Shoes either. Cram back in again. The guy's in with the hat trick and Clockwood. He's going to be the next on the guillotine. He is dead. And SRG once more picking apart Vamos one by one.
This is ridiculous.
That's the captain right there.
The synergy is so crazy. I mean, they're putting down members who honestly they could have just let Cram deal it by himself, but Sakai's willing to throw in the ult when he has Lightning Truncheon available.
And now you go to the solo engage on the ZK. ZK flickers onto Innocent, but he staggered him so he can't get his ult off. And Sakai finds the kill. Nako again falls away from the fight, but he ends up burning to Stormy. Sabat is a Hail Mary attempt in the backline, but it's Sabat against Innocent that has been in his spot before. The result still the same as 2 years ago. SRG now staring down the barrel of Vamos' throat.
An instant reversal, though perhaps instant is not the correct word, considering how long that sequence extended. Starting from Cram literally chasing them all the way from the base into theirs, and then the instant collapse. Natko, unfortunately, this carry being hunted by the Farsa every single time. This is his signature pick. This is a hero that has carried games for him, but right now, he is basically a non-factor.
Yeah, that's why this Farsa, the Zitians, all of them would have been difficult to deal with just in general. And now that he doesn't have access to his flicker, he can't just suddenly appear in front of Stormy and one-shot him out of nowhere. He just has to wait for a mistake from SRG's side. And I don't think they're making too many mistakes anymore now that they've kind of like got the blood pumping, gotten the brawl comp going. Like even Vamos is getting lost in the sauce. Everything is going red for both sides.
Yeah, if you can catch them without a flicker, then that would be the way back, right? Especially on the Innocent.
A shutdown on Innocent is just what Vamos really needs right now. They need to stop this Claude. He is 5-0. He is full, almost full build, halfway through the Rose Gold Meteor. But he doesn't really even need it. He's already done more than enough damage, especially with no carry on the opposite side to stop him. Vamos still has a chance, but he needs to be target numero uno. But at the same time, they're dancing through so much.
It's gonna be a constant dance. Sabat will be forced to take that proxy deep in the base, but doesn't get to fully cut the wave. Conceal out from Yums to start the exploration. Area 4-4 spotted out already, and that is the cue sign for SRG to go blitz the Lord. Free objective, ZK from the flank, but Innocent, he is in a good spot. They find him though, that's ZK again trying to intercept Innocent, but they lose Nako already. Cram finds the kill, they trade Innocent back, Stormy with the finger forward. Arrow 4-4 gets caught. The butt does jump onto Stormy and tips down. So Vamos really trying to look for a way back, but losing ZK in the process. 2 for 3.
Looks like they might still be chasing Sabat down as well. At the very least, not letting him go home easily. Cram and Skies do a lot of burst damage if he's not careful.
The Valkyrie slain, unstoppable for Cram. Clockwood does have the Purify and the Black Shield, but SRG are going to willingly do this dance. 10 seconds for Natko. Do they have what it takes? Cram is going to try and force something out. That's going to be Black Shoes already, so Sakai will take point. Cram does end up going down thanks to the Crystal, and Sakai is to follow as well. The Gordo still around, but with Nako back, they should be able to fend up against this siege.
And they buy themselves another life with 2 missing inhibitors here. And now we're going into the late stages of the game. I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know how they're going to open it up. Let's look at the instant replay one more time, because even in all of these fights, Clawkun is making sure that he is maintaining this tightrope of the Gloom, right? He is bringing back, stacking 1 Gloom and making it big just to ensure that he has the damage to start cutting through them.
Hero defense from Clawkun, honestly. 1v3 with the Lord. There are not a lot of heroes that can achieve that. And this is why the Lilia was picked up as well, to give him that second opportunity with the Black Shoes. We're now 18 minutes in. Nearly everyone is going to be full build. Sadly, with the exception of Natko, who's still having some trouble reaching that, but is getting there. And the net worth difference is basically evened up at this point. it could be anyone's game since both sides don't have a lot of towers to work with.
Echo finally got his rose gold media, but Innocent does have a winter crown right now. So even if Zekin sticks onto it, he has a way out.
They all have the right items at this point. All ready to burst, all ready to blow them up. Unfortunately, on the opposite side, I don't see enough defense coming in from the side of Team Vamos. Anybody running the Queen's Wings at this point is still going to get exploded. I think that at some point, maybe Zeke even needs to consider whether or not he needs to take an Athena shield to prevent the Thunderbelt damage. The Lightning Truncheon damage. Either ways, 35 seconds left until the next Lord spawn.
We've been talking about how Vamos needs to be aiming for Innocent, and they did actually manage to get the shutdown previously. But on the side of SRG, they may need to be giving Error 404 a bit more respect as well. They blow all of their resources into taking out Natko, which has been working, but this Zuyo actually is still quite a big issue. I think Error has been playing a very good game so far.
I think if he can communicate with Subot to kind of find the pinch onto this Farsa, maybe they got an opportunity. I don't know. Because when you look at like Vamos' comp, it's hard to say that they are a dive comp or a traditional front to back. They've got peeling tools, sure, but they also have dive tools at the same time. So the shape of the fight is always awkward.
Then it's going to be another tough fight. Purify stuff for both the cores. Long lane set up by Crab already, but bottom wave is going to eventually push out thanks to the super minions from SRG's side. So guys going to be spotted out by ZK, so that's good coverage from Vamos.
But half the river still does belong to SRG, so it still doesn't feel the most comfortable. Plus, you got Cram keeping Sapat at bay, and the Freya is actually a very big portion of Vamos' teamfight potential. He's a lot more important for them compared to the Paquito. Clockun gonna have to use Black Shoes early as well.
Yep. And some guys just hunting for these picking. Now they turn to ZK. ZK, PT's gonna explode right now. Take down the guys. So Error 4-4 again. The eye for opportunity, and Nako has just found Innocent. Innocent swaps with Immortality, but does flicker to disengage for now. SRG, do they have what it takes to come back into this game? As Sabat preoccupied with Cram, the Lord now getting split by Nako and Arrow 404. No jungler for SRG. Means it's highly unlikely they get this objective. So Vamos might have just found another lifeline. Yums goes in, a Hail Mary, Clockwork getting gone on. Two Immortalities popped, Arrow 4-4, switches to the Winter Crown. Does SRG have more? Arrow 4-4, still outplays that! And that is what Vamos needs to get them back.
Dangerous, dangerous. That's what Sky Piercer allows you to do, man. Gives you just enough, turns the tides around, and now we are dead even. Let's look at the instant replay one more time, because again, the engagement onto Zeke, they are doing the MO, but right there where you see Arrow 4-4 decide to hop over the wall, and unfortunately as Zeke gets off, he gets knocked up. That honestly could have been a double kill had Arrow 4-4 got there a split second sooner.
But even so, still being able to maneuver out of a situation like this, switching items and finding the right skill trades. The young gun of Team Vamos showing why he is the face of the new generation. And now we are looking at a 3v3 base push, 4v3 actually, but the depth cooldown's not too long.
Oh, an Arrow overextends. They still have a Lord to deal with, no better airstrike. Innocent immediately forced back, but I don't think Vamos can end this. They will have to try though, they've committed everything. Yums holds the front, Nako does the job, Sabat will live on the crystal, and they might have what it takes. They take Sabat down, but the Lord still 10k health, knockout strike from Crab. Saliva Red Giants hold.
Oh my god.
Man, that was close.
The Cram CPR, fist against chest, keep this team's heart beating and pumping alive.
Wait, Sky's just died to a minion.
I know, they're willing to die to anything at this point. Apparently everything's dangerous.
But man, that's unfortunate. If Ever didn't die off of that initial attempted burst, I think Vamos could have ended here with that extra body. SRG able to fight back, able to hold against the Lord. They're pushing through now.
And they're pushing onto Natko. His life is their pleasure. Innocent doesn't even lose the immortality. Things going from bad to worse. Cram is gonna willingly take the Clockwood. Why would you challenge this guy?
Why? When it hits the fan, it gets everywhere. And now Team Vamos is literally in bits and pieces. They had the even fight against SRG, but I think the Brawl comp, it's starting to get to them, right? Everybody literally is drunk on violence.
Nako tried to set up the ambush, succeeded in it, but perhaps ran in a kind of bad direction. And we can see that full build carry is actually honestly doing a good job. Clockun challenged this because he still had black shoes, but the knockout strike doesn't allow the animation to play. So that was definitely a blunder, and unneeded one as well. But still, it's pretty even. 24 minutes in, still could go either way.
Very, very silly from both of these. Both of our teams. They made mistakes, but now they're trying to recover.
Yep, Stormy's gonna be on house duty here.
Oh, this is
And
good.
they won't have him. Yum still continues on the Sapat. Sapat forced to use the vengeance, but Innocent just man-fights him. Sapat, can he get at this? Doesn't seem like it. This staggered death timers are really hurting Vamos.
Yep.
A minute without Sapat.
Yep, and they just have to keep doing this. They just have to keep on staggering them until they eventually get this Lord.
Arrow 4-4 in, but Stormy.
Oh, no!
He also knows how to set up an ambush, and some guys gets Natco. All this while Crab is just having fun slaying Patrick. Yums dies, but whatever. SRG still gets the Lord, and Clockun is gonna be next on the list.
Vamos, vamos. This is vamosable indeed. It's gotten to